Arrangements had been made for her to live with the other waitress, Deanna, and her husband, Cecil. Everything changed in Cassie's life after that. "I miss you so much," Cassie said. "Send down a miracle and help me stay away from Cecil for a few months, just until I can claim my inheritance. And if possible, could you help me find a job when I get to Oklahoma City? If you were here, you'd shoot him yourself for selling me like I was nothing more than one of Deanna's goats." The heavy rock that she seemed to carry in her heart from the day that she and Deanna scattered her mother's ashes got even bigger 2 days after she had graduated from high school. That was the day they found out Deanna had terminal cancer. Cecil laid a heavy guilt trip on Cassie. "You've studied that nurse's aid stuff at the Votech these past 2 years, and you owe us for taking you in so that you didn't have to go to foster care in some god-awful place. You can pay us back by taking care of Deanna while I'm out on the road making a living to put food in your mouth and pay the bills to keep a roof over your head," he had said. "But I'm enrolled in college this fall. I got a full scholarship to finish studying to be a nurse." She remembered tears flowing down her cheeks. "You owe us, girl," Cecil had growled. "And besides, you are still just 17. I can call social services and turn you over to them. You want to go to foster care?" "Please," Deanna had begged. "I don't want someone I don't know coming in here to take care of me." Cassie couldn't say no to Deanna. But she'd cried herself to sleep for a week, and when college started that fall, she had cried for another week. Last week, Deanna had lost the battle with cancer, and Cecil came home to have her cremated. Cassie hoped that she might start to college as soon as the spring semester began, but the lady she talked to at the school said she would have to wait until fall when the new classes for nursing began. "Last night was awful, Mama," Cassie sighed and turned away from the mirror. "First, he tried to force me into bed with him, and then he went into a rage when I fought him off. This morning, he told me that he'd sold me to a man who runs a little sex trade. I had no money, so I had to hawk Granny's wedding rings. Why am I talking to you? You can't help me." "We always talk about everything," her mother's voice whispered in her ear. Cassie took a deep breath, opened the bathroom door, and locked gazes with a uniformed policeman. He nudged the second one on the shoulder and nodded toward Cassie. They split up, but she could easily see they were trying to box her in. Her heart skipped 2 beats, fluttered a couple times, then began to race. A fine sweat formed on her upper lip. The aroma of fried chicken wafted over to her and her stomach growled. She'd love to walk right over to the deli and buy even just one chicken strip, but she couldn't afford to spend her last few dollars on food. She imagined the chill of the handcuffs around her wrists. She scanned the diner connected to the bus shop, but the exit door was on the other side of the policemen who had not taken their eyes off her. She considered dashing back into the restroom and crawling out a window, but the only one in there was right up next to the ceiling. Evidently, her mother didn't have a lot of power in heaven because she hadn't provided a miracle or sent any help. "Those who help themselves get help," her mother's words came to her mind. That's when Cassie saw a young man sitting alone in one of the booths. She smiled and waved when she caught his eye. Pretending she didn't know there were 2 policemen between her and freedom, she forced her jelly-filled knees to carry her around the ends of the display shelves, past the potato chips that really looked good, and over to where he was sitting. She slid into the booth across from the cowboy and watched the bus pull away from the curb. The time had come to swim or drown, and she'd come too far now to have to throw in the towel. Hopefully, this man wasn't a serial killer. Or married. Or both. Or worse yet, someone Cecil had sent to find her. Ted Wellman had seen the red-headed woman when she came into the store with the rest of the folks who had gotten off the bus. She was a striking woman who carried herself like a runway model. He wondered why someone as beautiful as she would take a bus rather than a plane. For several minutes after she disappeared into the ladies' restroom, he tried to figure out what television show or movie he had seen her on, and finally came up with an answer. She'd been on a couple episodes of Chuck, a series that he and his brother John had watched several times. A closer look her way told him that she wasn't the character Karina, so he went back to watching the people through the plate glass window as he drank his coffee.